somebody who can handle themselves in a fight, maybe. Hi, chat. I think I got him. I got him good with that one.
If you guys could just be here like 3 minutes earlier.
It's funny because our pre-stream chats are some of the funniest things to come out of here ever.
Funny, as in, like, needs a clinical study. Yes.
Hey, you know what? You'll love it.
Funny, haha. I don't know. My hat's going right there.
Are we doing?
After that intro, yes, we need a hat off day.
Yeah.
we need a hats off day.
Jason enjoyed that intro very much.
Welcome. Hello. How are ya? What's up, Tim?
Hey, look, I got
Go Sue. Dragon Fire.
I got a cool tank.
Buffalo Spin Shot. Dad Paxis. That's a lot going on there.
A lot of letters. A lot of letters.
Welcome. Thank you again for the resub. 3 months. Pants off, dance off. No.
Yes.
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We were just describing to Baby J that he needs to get rid of this bubbly personality of his because we're sending him off into the wilds of New York. And if he shows up like this, like he is, like he's meant to be in New York, we may lose him, chat.
They don't think... I don't think that New York can handle my exuberance of happiness. That word is not the correct word to use to describe that.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just
But it works.
throw back my legs and pollute
We'll
my
make
britches
it
with
happen.
delight.
I think of like the naive young kid who gets off the bus in New York trying to make it big in the big city. That's Jordan.
Bright Eyes,
But-
Big
but
City.
but the
Bright
thing
eyes,
is-
big city.
Oh, this is going to be so much
This is gonna
fun.
be great.
The difference
6
is...
months later, as he's sitting, sleeping behind a dumpster, shaking.
I
Maybe I've made a mistake.
well, hold on. The thing is, I'm not a bright-eyed young doe who's never seen the world before.
That's true.
I've seen the world, but I just happen to still
been out
have
there.
this exuberance of happiness
Positivity.
and positivity,
Yeah.
with which makes him curdle a little bit over there.
I mean, let's be honest. New York needs Jordan.
yeah, they need a little bit of this,
They need a little bit of
and then a little bit of that to balance it out.
yeah. Well, the two of you together are going to
New
be
York
like,
needs like a...
By her
New
powers
York needs a
combined.
kaiju.
You're going
I'm
to
just going to
cancel
lay
each
it out
other
there.
out.
New York needs a kaiju moment. That's what...
Jason's face when Baby J said, "I'm not a bright-eyed doe."
Gotta
All
love
over
my
the
job.
country and somehow never been to New York City. You
I've
should
never
go.
been.
It's
never
a
been.
sight to behold.
I've passed through. I have not partaken of.
It's fantastic. I love it. I mean, I can't say it as someone who's lived there, but as a visitor, I enjoy it very much.
I get the impression that my view is going to be pretty limited.
Yeah, I feel like you're
We're
not
going to see like 3 square blocks.
much outside of
New
the
York.
Yeah.
the
It's
We
like
Comic-Con
DC.
might
venue.
we might venture to like Soho for dinner.
See, I don't
But
even know where that is.
We're trapped Upper West Side, so not really Upper, Midtown West Side. Ghost Hunter says these new Monument Hobbies synthetic paintbrushes taste funny. I would like so. Don't eat the brush. Just gonna throw it out there.
Also, don't eat the paint.
Buffalo, as a tourist, I also think Chicago is great.
I've
But
never
I don't know
been to
that
Chicago either.
Don't know that you haven't?
Not to downtown Chicago.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. You've been to Defcon.
Schaumburg doesn't really
Doesn't
count.
really count. Not quite the
Yeah.
same.
Those two things are not necessarily...
Yeah, there's not enough fear in Schaumburg.
I do too, Tim. The first time I went to New York, I was ready to move there. Like, I would live here. These people are fantastic. They're my kind of people in New York.
I'm gonna look back at that statement after I've been to New York, and we'll
It might tell you a bit about me that you didn't realize.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Because the very first time I went, I was a teacher, And so I went there and I was walking around like, it would be so cool to live here. But I would have had to live in a studio apartment with like 10 other people to be able to afford it on
Yeah.
a
It
teacher's
is not cheap.
salary.
Ridiculously expensive.
It ain't
It is not cheap. And in order to find an apartment, you hire a broker, and that
Yeah.
broker gets a big percent. The broker basically earns a month's rent for
Yeah.
getting you an apartment.
Yeah.
And you pay first, last, and 1 month's deposit to get the apartment, plus a month to the broker. And then after you've paid for 4 months, you get to get into the place and then pay your rent.
Yeah,
So
and then
I
you get to pay your rent.
I follow a couple like New York rental realtors on TikTok,
Wow.
and they do apartment tours because I'm fascinated by it. I think it's so cool how they've fit so much into
These
So little.
small spaces.
into such a small.
That's why I moved to
space.
Brooklyn.
And
That's why I moved to Brooklyn.
Yeah. And there's just some really cool apartments, but yeah, they were very small.
Yeah.
Very small.
Yep. Yeah, my place in Brooklyn was like, I want to say it was 1,500 square feet, which was huge for New
Yeah.
York.
That's
Like people come
gigantic.
over and be like, "What do you do
Wow.
for a living?" And I live
Are
in Brooklyn.
you a millionaire?
I live in Brooklyn.
You have a
I lived in Dumbo
mansion.
before Dumbo was cool, is what I did. So now Dumbo you can't afford. If it wasn't so expensive and sinking, there's that.
Is New York sinking?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Buffalo, you out of here.
Hello and then goodbye.
Have fun painting and a great weekend.
Yeah.
If you are leaving, well, you have a great weekend too. Sorry to see you go so early.
Oh, is today when we find out what goes on the seals?
On the what?
The seals, the purity seals.
Oh,
I don't know.
mayhaps. He was saying he was really excited about painting yesterday.
Game delay. Did you get your gift card?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, they did. They promptly, like literally seconds after you did it, were like, "Hey, I got it."
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And Treebeard also.
Okay.
reached
And the
out.
other two were in the same situation, just
Yes.
maybe hadn't realized
They
it
just
yet.
hadn't realized yet.
Okay.
I have a large number of floating particles in my paint water.
Well, that sounds normal.
Some of them have grown legs.
That doesn't.
Uh-oh.
Or
sound
maybe
normal.
those are fins.
Probably fins if it's water.
I'm hearing Jaws music. Very faint from my cup. Dun 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 dun.
All right, we'll get right on that game delay.
What did Game Delay say?
Said,
Said he didn't
I
get it.
mean,
I need another.
didn't get it. I need another.
Nope. I have the proof
I
in the
think
pudding.
Someone's lying to us.
Blueberry Drauger. Good evening. Hello.
Somebody's telling lies.
Oh, this guy is singing now? Oh my goodness.
I mean, if they're gonna lie to us so
like
blatantly,
a,
I'm gonna sing.
A Jason singing stream.
He actually gave me permission to sing.
Yesterday.
I saw
That
that yesterday
That ended
as
at the end of
I
the show.
as I was watching.
I was gonna sing, but I couldn't remember the lyrics to the song that I was
I
thinking of.
saw your
Chad
end
has
of
had to bear
stream
with me
dance.
doing like the Barry White all day. Remember?
Yeah.
I've done like the Barry White show. Oh, baby.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yards Tony said this is the water that's going to be bottled and made available on the store. Your floating creatures paint water.
Have you ever seen like the brine shrimp that they call like what was it, like the little mermaids things that you could get? What do they call those? Water nymphs.
I remember this.
They're brine
sea
shrimp.
monkeys. Sea
Huh?
monkeys.
What are they called?
Sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys. Yeah. So sea monkeys. Yes.
Yeah.
My paint water has
Yeah,
now sea monkeys. Dude, I would do that. I would buy some brine shrimp and put it in my paint water and just have like sea monkeys and paint with sea monkeys. I don't even care.
Frankenstitch, not sure who it was, but thank you for the gifted sub. That was maybe the other day. Someone was gifted
That was
subs.
yesterday,
Was it
probably.
yesterday?
Yeah, Pete from Cool Mini or Not rolled through
Dropped some
and dropped some gifted
some
subs
gifted
on y'all's.
subs.
So next time you see, what is his name? Something Shark.
A Megalodon.
Megalodon.
Oh, yeah,
Megalodon
that's right,
Jaws.
That's right.
Megalodon Jaws. Pete
That was.
from Cool
Wednesday.
Mini or Not.
This is the one we were talking about.
I think that was Wednesday because I feel like I was here. For
No, he
that.
came back and did it again yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He definitely was also here yesterday,
Oh, okay.
for sure.
Nice. How do I make this mouse not go to sleep?
That's a great question.
Keep moving it around.
Not
I mean, I'm just going out
the
on a
answer
limb. But
Jen was looking for. I don't think.
sometimes it's not the answer
Well,
you
because
want.
I have to click on it to wake it up, and sometimes I click on something and it changes something, and I don't want to do that. All right, I'm doing it. Just be prepared.
All right.
It's way over there. Okay.
So, Jason,
So,
and I guess chat as well, and Jen, I watched a good amount, a healthy amount of the Ahsoka show on Disney Plus last night.
Of what show?
It's the new Star Wars show. It features Ahsoka. It is really good.
Well-
It's very good. There's a great
Hershey, thank you for that.
bit with Anakin in it,
Sub.
and it's actually quite good.
if you're into that sort of thing,
I am.
there you go.
Yeah.
Glad you
Arctic
like
Mini
it.
I thought it was
Painting
really good.
says hello. How's the paint water taste today? Well, it's got sea monkeys in it.
It's got
so
sea monkeys in it today, so we're
got
not
a
drinking.
little
You don't-
extra,
you don't
little
want
extra
eat it.
protein.
Yeah.
Blueberry said when I was a kid and the grown-ups were selling us the sea monkeys, they told us there was a Thunderdome for the sea monkeys where they could fight.
That would
sounds
make
like
sea monkeys cool, actually.
something a kid would believe too. Lumberjack Tim said the guys from Atomic Mass were using Acryl in the video he was watching earlier. That's cool.
Mhm.
We are the exclusive paint for Atomic Mass Studios.
Yep.
We love those guys. Dallas was in here yesterday,
He
Tim, when you were
was.
gone. Teach you to be gone.
Yeah. You're not allowed to miss days.
Take that.
I kind of missed that as well.
Yep.
Take that.
At least it's on the VOD, so you can see it.
Chewy, got it. Best consistency of paint water is when the chunky bits live.
So my life with sea monkeys was kind of ruined because my mom had fish tanks. And brine shrimp
Oh, that's what you feed the fish.
are what you feed the fish
Yeah.
with a lot of times. And then when I was like, oh, Mom, you have fish tanks. Let's get sea monkeys. And she's like, we have them. And she went and got the fish food. And you put it in there. And I was like, really? And I was like, yeah, that's just what we feed them.
That's just what we feed them.
So my mom, the murderer,
I had a
killed all the monkeys.
betta fish that lived for years. Like when
Yeah,
I was
that's what they do if you
in
just leave them
college.
alone. Feed them.
and yeah, and I would get a little frozen.
They're very angry
block.
fish, though. You put them next to another one, they'll jump out of their
Oh,
bowl
yeah.
and kill themselves.
Yeah, no, that's why they have to be by themselves. A frozen block of brine shrimp, and I would just cut like a tiny little.
That's
bit
what
off.
she had. It was
Yeah.
in the freezer.
Yeah.
You cut it off and throw it in the water.
Yep. That was his fish food.
It was just a block of stuff.
He
It
was-
smelled.
Beautiful and purple. His name was Grimace.
That's great.
My life with sea monkeys was ruined. Yeah, they can be with other fish, just not other male betas. Yeah, yep. But that was more work than I wanted. One fish, that was all I could handle.
One beta that did nothing. It just
Yeah.
sat there. It's kind of like Tamagotchi or something.
I was 5 years old. My family got a fish tank with lots of fish. Next morning we get up, there's only 2 left. They ate all the others.
Some of the fish ate the others.
Yeah, the 2
Yeah.
that were left ate all the rest of them.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got to be careful on buying the fish
Yeah.
and know which fish are going to be the problem ones.
Brulig, hello, and thank you for that sub.
What's up, Brulig? How goes? I think I'm done with this tank.
You know what?
Mhm.
That tank called me last night in the middle of the night. You know the funniest thing in the world?
Mhm.
It said,
It was done
Jason,
with you.
I am done with Jordan.
Uh-huh. Please continue. This is an enthralling story.
No, that's all
He
it
said
said.
it was done with you first. Or
It was done with you
said it was
first.
done before you said you were done with it.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
the wordplay at
Yeah.
hand here. Truly exciting.
Very- very dad
Throw back
jokey.
my legs and pollute
Yeah.
my britches with delight.
Maybe worse. You gotta work on your dad jokes.
Huh?
You gotta work on your dad jokes.
What are you talking about?
You're not Telemachus.
I'm not trying to tell jokes. I'm telling you the tank was done with you first.
That's a dad joke.
Hey, you,
Hate to break it to you.
You go into whatever form of denial you need to handle this situation, but I'm just going to let you know.
That's kind of along the lines of if someone told you they were hungry and you said, "Hi, hungry, I'm Jason."
Which is exactly what these nerds do to me, so they deserve it.
Hi, hungry. I'm Jason.
You are not Jason.
But I am hungry.
Are you Lester Holt?
Hi, I'm Lester Holt.
It's a Cherubael.
Cherubael.
Is that an Eisenhorn demon?
Indeed it is.
I
Cherubael,
believe it is. Still didn't get my.
the demon host.
Have not yet gotten myself a little whiteboard to put all these names on.
These names.
Yeah. But Cherubael, I remember. Hi, hungry and pulling up to my house. I'm Jen.
Or Jason.
I think that's probably why Lumberjack Tim said that, was so that one of us would do that. Malev.
Malev sighting
Hello.
again?
No. Huh?
Wait, what?
That wasn't Malev. Malev just is here. That wasn't Malev that said that.
Yeah, but Malev is here.
Yes.
There's a Malev sighting. A wild Malev has appeared.
You haven't eaten and you've been driving for 8 hours?
You should.
You sound like bad
Doesn't
decisions.
seem like the right choice, Tim.
Sounds like bad decision making.
Ran out of food in my truck yesterday and I was stuck out overnight.
That sucks. Got to keep your food tanks full in the truck.
I know he has done DoorDash to his truck.
That's actually
I feel like
hilarious.
we've talked about that before.
Who has?
Tim? I'm pretty sure. Tim, you've had food delivered to your truck, right? Like from DoorDash? You had Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner and 2 Dunkin' Donuts for dessert. Sounds like a well-rounded meal.
I don't know if I'd call it well-rounded. Tasty, sure.
Anthony R. said, "Hi, is Pro Acryl okay to use in an airbrush? Only asking because I tried it and it didn't go through my airbrush very well."
It's perfect for airbrush.
Yes.
Now, you need to thin if you're seeing problems with it. Here in the dry climate of Arizona, we use it without thinning all the time. But that is always a component of your own atmospheric conditions, as it were. So you may find that if you're having a little bit of problems with it gumming up or something like that, that you're probably going to need to... I did that one right. You're probably going to need to thin it. And you can thin with just water. Not a whole lot. Flow improver works really well. Just depends.
All right, Tim. Maybe we'll see ya. If not, enjoy your meal.
Bye,
Have a great
Tim.
weekend. See you next week.
See you next week, indeed.
Game delay. Oh, I just used it this morning. I used it just this morning, typically thin, but I may try it unthinned a little later. Treat the colors. Yeah, so for base coats, so like this was airbrushed for base coats, just our green over black, and then our bright yellow green over the green. And these were done without any thinning, so that you get really vibrant coats. You won't get like spotting with our paint unless there's a problem with your airbrush or something like that, but you could definitely thin this as well. You just will notice that in order, as you start thinning paint, it's going to be harder and harder for you to build to such a vibrant coat. So if you're trying to get vibrancy, now we were doing the subtractive oil wash, not an oil wash, with our new acrylic product on these. So I wanted them as bright as possible so that the filter, when it darkened them down, still left that kind of green to it. So it depends on what you're painting. If you want super bright colors like this, or if you want them more muted, on this guy, I wanted it more muted, so we didn't go to full intensity when I was airbrushing and doing the green and stuff over all of the base coat. So
Anthony would like to know, what size are you using?
airbrush 0.3. Our airbrushes are 0.3s. We use our Monument Hobbies Grex airbrushes with a 0.3 needle. Well, I mean, you can run it through a 0.2 as well, but generally when I'm using a 0.2, I'm doing fine detail work, and fine detail work generally wants you to be thinning anyway. You don't want to use a 0.2 or smaller for base coats.
Hello,
Generally
Big
speaking.
Bobzilla.
Big Bobzilla. Hello.
Game Delay said, if I can't paint in one coat, I don't paint at all.
If you can't paint in one coat. Too hot to be wearing 2 coats anyway.
But I'm.
For sure. Oh, 99 degrees right now.
It's a tad on the toasty side.
Huh?
It's a tad on the toasty side.
Yeah, for October 6th. Bunch of nonsense, if you ask me.
Bunch of nonsense. I want maybe one more layer. I don't know.
Maybe one more layer?
Maybe one more layer.
On what?
On this
What are you
belt
working on?
using burnt orange. I've been mixing the burnt orange with the warm brown.
For the leathers?
Maybe I'll go one more layer with just pure burnt orange and see how I like it. Thin it way down.
Game Delay said, I do find I get less clogging with Pro Acryl than anything else I've been using in my airbrush. Whatever you put in the stuff sure helps me out in high and dry Utah.
Yeah. I mean, we're in Arizona, so it's really dry here as well. And that's generally the type of environment that causes you the most problem when airbrushing. So great to have it as our testing facility. But high humidity can cause problems as well, right? You don't want to be thinning with flow improver, things that have glycol products in them. If you are in a very high humidity area, because you'll wind up with the paint not drying or becoming tacky to the touch on top of not drying, so you can get some bad things. So just be aware that your environment plays a lot in how you thin and prep for airbrushing.
Arctic Mini Painting said it's the donkey butt. It keeps things lubed and flowing.
That is also true. You cannot deny the power of donkey butt flavor.
Oh yeah, there's definitely got to be some science there, right? With altitude and humidity and like dough rising and
Yep,
bake time. And,
you got it.
no.
Turns out, evaporation occurs very differently in all of those situations.
Nah. Mm-mm. Couldn't be possible. Physics?
You'll never convince me.
Physics doesn't exist.
The universe is chaos. Don't try to put rules to it.
That sounds more up my alley. Here we go.
I didn't say anything even remotely like that, Gosu.
I heard her say that painting is just like baking. Therefore,
I didn't. I said, Game Delay said, interestingly, sourdough bread baking is also weird at high altitude and low humidity. And all I said was, yeah, I would imagine the altitude and humidity would affect things like the dough rising. Did not mention anything else.
Checks
Guys,
out.
You guys are not going to get me today.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's this with this you guys stuff?
Them.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. In the future, I need you guys less Baby J, because I'm not a part of this. I'm
Talking
not
to them.
party
They
to
know.
this garbage.
They know.
They know.
They know who they are. They know I'm talking to them. Kept overproofing my bread. Never occurred to me that the recipes written in San Francisco would behave differently. Yeah. Probably a little different. But oh, that San Francisco sourdough bread is so good. Team Don't Eat the Paint, just making sure everyone is in order. Good job. Thank you, Gosu.
Yeah, this is gonna be the worst part about painting this army. Ugh, doing all the little bits and bobs in non-metallic metal. Oof.
Doors pause. That's between you and your flow improver. We don't make that product, so I can't speak to whether or not it's edible. Yards, Tony, I appreciate that disclaimer. Thank you. Please continue to add that to anything related to discussion of consuming things that are not consumable.
in a pinch, you substitute flow improver for Crisco. Wait a minute. In your baking?
So I said that doesn't concern us.
That-
We don't make flow improver.
That doesn't concern us.
Stay out of that one.
Wouldn't it be okay? So the way that's written, you substitute flow improver for Crisco. I substitute.
So in a recipe that calls
It
for
would be
Crisco,
I would substitute flow improver for Crisco. Okay, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
you would use the flow improver in baking.
it would take out the
That's-
Crisco and
man, that's
substitute
scary.
flow improver.
That's scary, but I need to see a video.
And we do not want samples. We're not trying to eat that food.
I need a video of this.
We're not supposed to encourage them, Jason. We're not supposed to encourage it.
Because the passing wind part is the best.
I love that. That's the thing I saw for us. I'm hiding behind a paint light, brush in defense position, passing wind. He's scared, so he's like
nervous parts.
Are you one of those gassy ones when you're in frightening situations? Like if I walk up behind you and I go, boo! And you go,
Jeez. This is great.
do you jump a little?
Does it startle you?
Oh God.
Oh my God!
Like Cora, it like scares her. She's like, "What was that?"
She's so funny. It's like, I'm leaking, Dad.
She can be
Don't leak
like,
on me.
sound asleep, and all of a sudden she gets up and she's like, and looks at her butt, like, "What happened?"
You
It's
just
like when
farted,
she
doggo.
used to, when with her old food, when she would have a hard time pooping.
Yeah.
And she'd come in and there'd be like a dingleberry, and I'd catch her and before she'd go anywhere, I'd get the paper towel and I'd wipe her butt. And when you'd wipe her butt, she would turn around and she'd look on the floor thinking like she must have pooped or something. And she would look around, sniffing on the floor all over the place like she'd done something. And then look at you like, I think I've been a good girl. I'm not real sure.
That's actually really cute.
She is nothing if not cute.
That is true.
But yeah, every time she farts, she's like, "I'm leaking." She like looks at her butt, like it's like she's not sure what happened
Like,
to her.
that wasn't me, was it?
It's a fight or flight toot. Oh, I just love it.
The two things that just will make me giggle maybe all the time are passing wind and toot.
Toots and
So
passing
toot.
wind.
Toots and passing wind.
Arctic Mini Painting has a coworker like that.
That
You
gets
scare them and they fart.
Panic fart.
Panic fart. It's like when you scare an octopus and it inks, or a squid inks
Yeah.
as it.
Wait, hold on.
I just ink as I run.
This gives me totally different perspective on Panic Bomb's name.
Ooh, Panic Bomb Arcade.
It's a panic bomb.
Yep.
His
Panic
Panic
Farting
Bomb
Arcade.
is, he toots. He's also a panic tutor.
It'd be so funny if Panic Bomb were in the chat right now. What are you guys talking about? I don't fart.
Phone rang in the middle, and you came back thinking we were discussing a child. No,
No.
grown ass people.
Or grown ass dog.
Grown ass people with panic farts.
It's Friday, Baka, you know. Not
What
that
did you
Friday
walk
makes any
into?
difference. This is just how it is around here.
You walked into Moo passing wind.
Oh, like Punisher, like if you let one rip, it scares him, or if he does. It's a day of the week. It's just a day.
I love your
It's what
dog.
we do.
Thor's Paw's dog was farting in her sleep and scared the hell out of her. She'd wake and run out of the room.
It's a. Don't say that around here. Oh, you're Canadian, aren't you, Clark? Like, it's not a long weekend, but in Canadian land it is.
Is it?
Thanksgiving.
Canuckistan has Thanksgiving already?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Boxing Day. Or is that's...
Boxing Day's after Christmas.
I was about to say, that's after Christmas, isn't it?
The running joke, because your coworker is pregnant, the running joke is, should you check? Oh, it's horrible.
What?
It's horrible. Team ham, not team turkey. I am definitely team ham.
Oh, man. Yeah, I have to say
Turkey is gross. The disgusting meat.
The problem is, like, turkey is fine if you use it in, like, other things, but on its own,
Not
no.
fine.
Here's the thing.
You can hide it if you take turkey and you grind it up and treat it like a beef. It's leaner, and it can be flavored for tacos. That's about it.
Okay.
My mom makes
So
pretty
Baka,
good turkey
Baka has
enchiladas.
a good point here too.
Oh, here
Smoked
we go.
turkeys.
Well, if
or
you haven't
deep-
had it the way I've
deep
cooked
fried
it.
turkeys are fantastic.
Not true.
The way I make turkey, it's great, but it's not like turkey. You have to eat all of it
Then
then, because it gets too dry when you
refrigerate it.
eat it leftover.
Law Dog
But
says,
I
wait, it's
make
long
a
weekend for some of it's in the U.S. Who?
Fantastic turkey. That is, yeah, it's delicious. Jason doesn't know because he doesn't like turkey.
Yeah,
but,
it's long weekend for me, didn't you know?
That's not true.
but I
Dang
make
it.
Cornish game hens. It's I think Monday is Columbus Day, but that's not a holiday for us.
Turkey, legit for the birds.
Oh, did they change it to Indigenous Peoples Day? Because yeah, Columbus.
Wait,
was
they got
not-
rid of Columbus Day?
They just changed the name, like they do. Oh, I was gonna look and see if there's mail on Monday though.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like there might not be mail on Monday.
Don't they only not deliver on, like, federal holidays?
No, they take every chance they get to not deliver your mail.
Yeah, so there is no USPS on Monday. And the
Okay,
USPS
then.
still calls it Columbus Day.
Jay's like, I was surprised I got the day off. Game Delay says Columbus was awful, so this doesn't bother me.
Depends on who you are, what
Did
you
you know
call
him?
it. Well, that's okay.
You're pretty old.
We gotta.
I debone our
calls it
turkeys and make
Columbus
the
Day.
breasts into pastrami. I think like turkey. Okay, so like turkey bacon because it's salted heavily and they do the flavoring to it. So I can do turkey bacon, but again, it's like you have to treat that meat because the flavor of turkey meat is a big turnoff for
Well,
me.
and that's why my turkey is good, is because I load it up with seasoned butter between the skin and the meat, and it all seeps in, and it gives it just a ton of flavor.
Yeah.
And it's not dry at all.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Yeah,
But
and I
it's
have
the
to
same
eat
thing I
dark
do for
meat.
the Cornish game hens.
I have
so
to
you
eat
had the
dark meat.
concept
Same with
of it.
Cornish game hens.
Yeah.
I got to eat the dark meat. Although Cornish game hens are small enough, the white meat's
'Cause they're
usually
small.
not tough.
Yeah.
But with turkey, I can't do white meat. It's horrible. Horrible.
Probably. Don't mind me just plucking away at these models, trying to get them done.
Butter is awesome. Best thing I've seen in chat in a while. Butter is awesome. Thor's Paws also said, just give me the pies. For Thanksgiving? Yeah, you could skip everything and just get me the pie part.
Yeah.
I really have never been a big fan of the meat, and because I grew up in Texas, so it was always turkey. There was always a ham, too. So the ham would be my choice. But the stuffing was always a toss-up as to whether or not it was good.
I never liked stuffing.
Stuffing's really hard because if it's too dry, it's like, no.
So
but if
I
it's
guess
too
I
moist,
should
it's
say,
like,
I
no.
should say that I like Thanksgiving dinner the way I make it. Because I know what I don't like about the Thanksgiving meal, and I've corrected all of that.
Wait, what? We're putting butter between my cheeks? Excuse me?
I'm sorry, what?
Huh?
Excuse me?
We're buttering up Jason's cheeks? What?
Stuffing with a little bit of sausage, like andouille sausages or something like that.
Man, sausage is great, though.
That's the way to think about it. I give thanks whenever I get someone to make me dinner. No, the butter goes between the skin and the turkey meat. Never said cheeks.
Between the buttocks.
Nope. Did not say that.
Between the buttocks.
She puts it between her buttocks while she's cooking. Makes everything better.
Well,
Our house is a little weird. Not gonna lie.
your house and all things adjacent, including your lives. And including the people who you work with
Turkey buttocks.
and employ.
I can only hear Forrest Gump whenever the word buttocks comes up. That's how one softens butter. Between your buttocks.
Are you going to scribe the
Hell
something
no.
on stuff today?
Stop trying to force me into situations I don't want to be in.
I think that chat is the one that started this, not Jason.
That was a global
Again.
statement.
It's you guys. You guys.
Baka, that was you guys.
I mean, I'd like to see some stuff scribed on there. I think it would look cool.
I need you to just focus on whatever it is you got going on over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. More red plumes.
More red plumes, more doohickeys, more tiny man doohickeys. Oh my God, Moo. We should need a T-shirt that says "Passing wind into my buttery buttocks."
No, we don't.
Wait, nope. I want this shirt.
No.
What did you spend the weekend doing? Well, let me tell you.
I'm making that shirt.
Thanksgiving is fun at our house.
Fiery buttocks?
Bakamaro said, Baby J, I'm dying over here trying to find a project for this month. There's all kinds of scary
There's like
stuff.
tons of things you can do. I bet you could literally probably go to a Halloween store near you and find some little thing that you could do.
Probably. Game Delay said it's fair to give Monument Hobbies some credit, or in parentheses, blame, for the environment here.
Wait, whoa. What's wrong with
Excuse
the
me?
environment here?
Excuse me? We don't have anything to do with the decisions you people make.
so Baka, you've got plenty of stuff then. You said all I've been painting is vampire and werewolves and skeletons for our D&D game for like a year.
it
So are
sounds
you
like have
tired of
plenty
it? Is that what you're saying?
No, he said he's trying to. Well, unless trying to find a project for the month maybe is like trying to find something that I am not sick of painting. I guess could be. Oh, painted all the spooky I have. I'm tapped out.
There's always more to be found.
Or you can take a month off.
Or, yeah, do that.
It's not a requirement.
I'm painting mine. Mine is a demon host.
Excuse me, sir, that does not fall under the purview of the challenge for this
Whose
month.
name is on the building?
Yours, and that means you're ineligible for a prize.
Damn, I can't enter?
Nope.
Whoa,
That
is your name on the
sucks.
building? I see the big old monument somewhere.
That's me.
That's him.
Is it Monu Jason?
Yes.
Manu Jason.
I'll show you my birth certificate. It's very awkward.
I feel like this is a lie. I feel like I'm being lied to right now.
I mean...
Yes. Let me finish that one for you. Yes. Am I
I'd
being
like to
lied
consider it lying.
Yes.
I feel like it's more
No.
embellishing
Lying.
reality.
Lying.
Jace, you meant? How funny would it be if Jason just entered all of the monthly challenges and just sniped the wins so he didn't have to give anything away?
Don't get him excited.
Everybody knows I am not that guy. You hush.
Know a lot of things about
Just
a lot of
because
things.
I have Jen sign
He
your
does.
paychecks over to me
He
is
does
no
like
reason to
giving
get
things
all
away.
butthurt.
I mean, that makes my butt pucker up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
What does?
Him making you sign all of my paychecks over to Jason,
Oh,
meaning I don't get paychecks.
that's between you two.
Oh.
I do what I'm supposed to do.
Oh gosh.
Jason would have to finish a model in a month, though. Ooh.
Oh dang!
Burn.
Woo! Burn! This guy getting lit up over here.
Oh, Baka, two people said that. Baka thought Jason was going to say, everyone knows I can't finish a paint job in a month.
Y'all got nothing to worry about.
We've all seen, well, maybe not all of us. Many of us have seen that Jason painted an entire model in one stream once. More than once, probably. He's done a couple quick
I'll
ones.
believe it when I see it.
I have nothing to prove to you people.
I know two people off the Christmas card list. What is everyone doing this weekend? Anything fun?
I have 0 plans.
0 plans?
Yeah, I have 0 plans.
I got big plans.
Jason always has big plans.
Seriously big plans.
Always has very, very big, important plans.
Monstrously big, important plans.
Confidential, usually.
Oh, yes.
I
Can't
might
tell
try
you.
and get my hair cut. I think that's the plan.
I'm getting my, well, probably not cut, but I have a hair appointment.
Get a trim.
I gotta get the gray hair covered up.
Oh.
Cannot have that. Monumental plans, if you will. D&D, possibly the grand finale in our Curse of Strahd game.
Nice.
Work and returning the finished Custodes commission finally. Tired of staring at all this gold. Wad says I'm going to hang out with a bunch of people way cooler than me. Not possible. Frank and Stitch selling a bass guitar. Finished my army so I don't got any more to paint. Oh.
Lies.
So shopping for new miniatures.
Okay.
Is that what selling the bass guitar is going to help you do?
Nice.
Working on 2 contest entries, start painting a witch, and not getting distracted by any of my other models.
Good luck.
Good luck with that one.
It's high aspirations right there.
Forge Fiend, here we come. Is that a
Is
game?
a 40K model.
Oh, just a model?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was embellishing reality? The not getting distracted part?
Yeah. Stay on target.
Stay on target.
I'll be distracted. Yeah.
I've added golden brown into warm brown here. So I went warm brown base, warm brown plus burnt orange, then burnt orange by itself, then warm brown, golden brown mix. This is what's happening now. You get a nice way to juggle the warmth of all the oranges in the warm brown with a little bit of yellowish from the golden brown. Keeps the leather centered, so to speak.
Punisher's got an Oktoberfest celebration.
Nice.
Eat a giant pretzel on my behalf, please. Are you going to do the Stein holding competition? Do they do that? Where you have to hold a full stein of beer out, straight out, and the last one standing gets a prize?
I love how we've now adopted. That was embellishing reality.
It's all embellishing reality.
Now just golden brown.
I don't know what any of that means, Muse.
Ooh, it's warm in here today. I'm feeling the heat.
Yeah, they said that today was going to be a little rough, a little hot.
Yes. 100 degrees. First time attending. Got tennis elbow or something? Oh, that's no good. Yeah, you might not be the time for a beer stein holding contest.
Do they do Oktoberfest stuff around here?
Sure.
Yeah, there's a place called the Brat House that always does it.
Yeah.
It's in Old Town Scottsdale.
I'm just so used to like Washington, where everybody, when they talk about Oktoberfest, are just going to Leavenworth. So.
Oh, is that?
It's like a little German town.
Oh
in the
yeah,
middle of
yeah.
nowhere,
We don't have a Germantown here.
Yeah. It's a little touristy place that you can go to, and everybody's wearing lederhosen and
Did
stuff.
you say Leavenworth?
Leavenworth? Yeah.
That's
Prison.
a prison, but not. I think it's in Kansas. The prison, I think, is in Kansas, right? There's not a prison there, is there?
No.
Okay.
No, it is
I think
most
it's
certainly
in
not a
Kansas.
prison.
You won a Topo Chico chugging contest at another celebration last weekend. What is Topo Chico? Is it? Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Rogue Chef, what's going on?
Carbonated mineral water. Oh. Oh.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Chugging
That gave me a
carbonated-
pain right here. Thinking of chugging carbonated mineral water.
Instant belchaholic.
Yeah. Okay, yes, there is a prison in Kansas at Fort Leavenworth. Okay. I know my prisons. The warden threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was there. They began to wail. I won't do the rest. You get it. Where did I find him? On sale? Elvis left the building in like disgust. Oh, I know my prisons. That's where I met Jason. Gotcha. We know that. Jen likes murder shows. This is not a secret.
I'm just over here shaking my head today, chat. Stay quiet, shake your head. That's what today has turned into. And shake my head. This
Stay
is
quiet. Shake your
fatherly
head.
disappointment in you people.
There's no disappointment to be had here.
Broken Chef is trying out the suntanned flesh tutorial on a fire slayer and catching up with my nerds.
Nice. I hope that the tutorial goes well for you. That you learn many new things.
PPS Charles, happy Friday to you.
Charles! Hello, friend. Used to have a movie night with this guy once a week. That guy.
Has he seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Probably.
We talk about Jordan's movies that he hasn't seen.
I keep on telling him that I'm better now than I once was.
Yes, of course he's seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just not with Jordan. Oh, we know.
Oh, we know.
There are 5 prisons in Leavenworth. Wow. Is it like one big prison complex? Like a men's, a women's, a minimum security.
It's definitely funny.
He
So
has,
you're
I
right.
don't think he's seen any of the Chicago movies.
What? Any of the what movies?
Chicago movies.
What
The John
movie?
Hughes, like Ferris Bueller,
Oh, no.
set in Chicago. All the John Hughes movies were set in Illinois, like a suburb of
Oh,
Chicago.
got it.
Have you seen the Blues Brothers?
Yes,
Okay. Also in Chicago.
I have seen that. Well, they travel around. Or is that in downtown Chicago?
Seen the Blues Brothers for sure. We watched it at a movie night. Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I distinctly remember this. He's seen it for sure. I can confirm that he has seen it. We've seen some good classic movies at movie night. We've seen some bad ones too, but on purpose.
Avian, you're very disappointed about what? He said he saw the movie.
No, just the other ones, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, don't lean on Baby J to impress you with his classic movie culture.
We're getting there. It's a very slow transition.
Animal House. Jordan?
No.
The Fugitive?
Sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Yes, probably actually. I've seen a lot of those Harrison Ford movies. They're the like Tom Clancy ones. I want to
Like
say.
The Hunt for Red October.
Well, that's not a Tom Clancy thing, is it?
It's Tom Clancy, but it's the same character, but it's not Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Oh.
That was Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
But
I have seen that. It's great.
What?
it was after Alec Baldwin that they started with Harrison Ford, or maybe it was before.
think it was
I can't remember the
before.
timeline, but he's Clear and Present Danger.
Clear and Present
Clear and
Danger,
Present
Air Force One, which I think is not technically a Tom Clancy movie. It was kind of made in that era.
Professor Grimm, thank you for the ball.
What's the other one?
Eat paint, lose your hair, have to wear a wig. It's unfortunate. Oh, at least Baby J's wig looks good.
Can't rip it off easy, so that's good.
Mine sticks too.
We
Mine
got
comes
some
right
good
off.
glue in here.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Professor Grimm. What's the A Few Good Men? You've
Yes.
seen that,
Yep.
yeah. Hair is too perfect and far too dark and shiny. Has to be a wig.
I saw a lot of these way back in the day. My dad liked watching those kinds of movies.
Patriot Games?
Yes, that's another one of them.
Clear and Present Danger, Patriot
Yeah,
Games.
yeah.
And they did that horrible one that was with Ben Affleck. Where he took over the character at a younger age.
Ben Affleck?
It had Morgan Freeman. It was like a dirty bomb.
Oh.
DC dirty bomb.
Oh,
Some of All Fears.
Some of All Fears,
yeah. Was that Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Hmm.
For sure. Jack Ryan.
Goonies? I'm going to tell you something.
Now it's the guy from The Office that does
I
him.
have seen the Goonies
yeah,
numerous
John
times.
Krasinski.
Yeah, the guy from The Office does Jack Ryan.
I
That show was actually pretty good.
have not seen the Goonies.
Wait, whoa.
You've not seen what?
The
The Goonies.
You've not seen the Goonies?
Nope.
This is the woman I live with.
This,
Jeff.
don't know.
this
I
feels
don't
like it
know
needs to be
why.
remedied.
I don't know why I don't know why I haven't seen that one. I don't know what was happening in my life at the timing of that movie. I should look right now and see when it came out and why I haven't seen it.
It's great. You should see it. It holds up pretty well.
Goonies, 1985.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
I'm over here thinking of ways I can defend you on this one. I'm running out
Yeah, I
quick,
don't
babe.
know. Unless I'm just not remembering it. Maybe I saw it once and
You'd remember it.
everyone's mad at you, Jason, because I haven't seen this.
I'm mad at me too. I'm mad at me too.
Sappho, you're my best friend today. Thank you.
There are things you just assume about your partner, and I'm tremendously let down right now.
Well, the nice thing is,
It's kind of like when I
We got
found
a
out she was
weekend coming
lying to
up.
me about being perpetually 27.
I've never said that.
She did.
I have never said that in my life.
Never lied about my age. It's an emergency. Stop painting and live stream Goonies.
Not far off.
Yeah, just like emergency, shut down the stream and turn on the Goonies. There are worse ways I could spend the rest of a Friday.
The chair guy could be in charge of the projector.
Oh my god, that would be funny. Has he even seen it? This is an important question.
Well, yes, the younger ones here maybe
Maybe
have
not.
seen this. It might not be the only one.
Well, you definitely are not the only one in this building who has not seen it. I can guarantee
think?
you one of those other nerds has not seen it.
Really?
I can guarantee you.
Do you have a specific one in mind?
Well, Paul, for one,
Oh,
I
I
doubt
was
has
just
seen
gonna say.
it.
Are you gonna say Paul?
Yeah, Paul probably has not seen it.
I feel like Paul
I doubt either
has
of the Maddies
seen
has
it.
seen
Nothing I would name.
You don't think the Maddies have seen it?
I would be surprised if anybody. I would be surprised if either of the Maddies had seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if Shelby has seen it.
Well, Shelby's got Gen X parents.
Right,
So-
and like
Which
the
Maddies,
Goonies
the
seems
Maddies
like a
probably do
movie
too.
that like Gabe would really enjoy and be
Yeah.
like, you need to see this.
Gabe, are you here? Have you seen the Goonies? I'm sure Gabe's seen the Goonies.
He's Googling it right now.
He's watching it as we speak.
All right, PPS Charles has a painting question. Needs a good way to paint up smoke.
Paint up smoke? What kind of smoke? Are we talking about like explosion smoke, or are we talking about like smoke? Like smokestack smoke?
Arctic mini painting. I said it should be a hiring criteria. Must have watched Goonies, but nobody hired me. Does that mean I lose my job? Because if I lose my job, everybody else here loses their job too. White smoke, no fire.
I would just work up from like variants of grays, probably dark to light. Starting from the insides being dark and then building up gradients to a lighter gray. So like I would do like dark warm gray, and then bright warm gray, maybe.
I'm gonna throw in here that that's not how smoke works.
Figure
Smoke
that,
is
but what
darker
your-
towards the outside, regardless, because it always has some form of ignition, right? So.
That I figured that, but what is your base color of choice?
Hmm?
I figured that, but what is your base color of choice?
Well, remember that, like I said, you're always going to want to work smoke up bright to dark. Its outer portions will always be darker. Unless it's like from a greasy fire.
Well, I'm thinking about like smokestacks. So smoke that is not like varied significantly in color because of
Sure it does. It still comes from an ignition source. All of them do.
right, but when
Smoke
you're
doesn't
looking at it,
get
it's
existed.
far enough away from the ignition source that it doesn't. It's more consistent in value,
you do,
right?
You do you, but that's not how it works.
Oh, okay.
Like Reuben's fat clouds.
Hmm?
Like Reuben's fat clouds. It's just white smoke.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could.
There's no flame.
But if you're going to put a lot of value to it, I would always start with brighter in the middle because it makes it feel like it has the ignition source that's not seen. But yeah, I mean, up to you. You do you.
Arctic, have a great weekend.
But generally speaking, yes, you are correct. I believe. I agree with that.
I lose my job, everyone else does as well. Yep, pass and wind again and hiding.
The warm grays do really well for smoke rather than neutral grays. Unless you're doing something that you want to feel more like Jen said, like a white cloud kind of smoke.
Well, yeah, because he said white smoke, no fire.
And you don't have to go super dark if you want to have that kind of mist look to it rather than, or like foggy look to it might be a way to put it. Just don't create a lot of contrast. Go from like mid-tone. Even our dark warm brown is a pretty good dark color for that. And then warm brown. I would not go the bright warm brown though. It gets a little green. Avian Thulium, are you remembering correctly that some artists will do a reverse fire look to draw the eye to the focal point of the piece? I don't understand what that means. Reverse fire look.
Painting it dark at the source and lighter at the tips is what he's talking about.
So I don't know why you would do that, right?
The only time I would ever do that is if the fire is magical.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason, I mean, if you talk to it, okay, so I'm gonna be that guy and say that if you talk to an artist that gives that as an excuse, it's probably because you caught them not understanding how fire works. If you're painting fire, the ignition source is the key component of that fire, right? Whether you see it or not, you know. And I don't know why you would start with dark to light. I get what you're saying. Maybe you're trying to draw the focus to the edge of the flame or something like that. But I mean, there could be any number of artistic reasons to do it. You're going to cause that, because even though people may not think of fire and what is actually the brightest part of fire, your brain knows because it's seen it before. And there will be a lack of recognition for what you're looking at. And so that's a confusing point that's tough to get rid of, but it depends on the composition, right? If you're doing a cartoon, who cares? Maybe nobody cares because the whole thing is not realistic, and so you can get away with stuff, and nobody's really thinking about it from the perspective of, you know, oh, that's not the way it works, you know, because you always have to remember that, what we kind of tongue-in-cheek call rivet counting in the painting world stems from that, if you know about it, the historic people that, like, I just saw a comment on Facebook in one of the modeling groups I'm a part of the other day that some guy showed a tank, beautifully weathered tank, didn't have any chipping or rust on it. And so some people said I would do more chipping and rust and blah, blah, blah. And then this one guy wrote this whole long thing about how that particular tank was only in service for 11 months at the end of the year. And in 11 months, the thickness of that paint would not have chipped unless it was from massive damage, which he has not sculpted onto the model. So there would be no chipping. Chipping's a lie. Things don't rust that quick, yada, 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 yada. He went on this big, long thing. That's rivet counting. So there is a truth to some of what he was saying, not all of it, but some of it was very true that, you probably aren't going to just get paint flaking off in 11 months unless it's a really bad paint job, which back then they had very crude, heavy-duty paint. So it wasn't like they were just falling off the tank. So there was a lot of truth there. But when you think about the composition, it's all about what the visual you're trying to go to. So I can understand why you might say, hey, that you talk to somebody that says, hey, I did that way so that you looked over here instead of over here. You just have to be careful because in certain things that, if you can say that 80% of the people that look at it know what you're painting, I would try to stick towards recognition of that thing more so than flipping it on its head, unless that's the whole point of the composition, right? Like if you're going to do a painting of a hot dog that is the wiener as the bun and the bread in the middle, right? Then everybody's going to get that you were trying to make a statement about something, reverse hot dog. And so they're not going to give you crap for, the bread goes on the outside of the wiener. There'll always be one. But nobody's going to look at it that way, right? Things like fire, and things that we recognize in our daily lives as just a point of subconscious recognition are the things that are harder to flip on their head. Because the brain will always fight with understanding what you're trying to do, so... Didn't mean to get us all scolded. Nobody's scolded. What are you talking about? Flames that cast shadows. It's everything the flame lights up that casts a shadow, right? Yeah. But see, I would never look at the far side for the reality of the artwork in the far side.
No, definitely not. Yeah, because
right?
That's all it's expected. No, it's the opposite, Wad. It's you're putting bread in your wiener.
Whoa!
Somebody please clip that.
Oh
Somebody
my god!
Please clip that.
Jen, you're not supposed to say those things.
Okay, that's the best clip ever, and that needs to be an advertisement.
You said those exact words. You
that
said
needs
you
to be,
you don't
but
cut the wiener open and put the bread in the wiener.
But it's the clip that has the power, and Jen saying it has the power.
Jen just said it out of context, with nobody else speaking
Gabe,
over her.
If we do a commercial about, hey, you should come check out the most fun you'll have watching paint dry, and it has outtakes from the stream, that is one of them. No. They're not saying put the wiener in the bread. They're saying put the bread in the wiener. And that's just all. No context. Boom.
I like this idea, though, of just a whole bunch of random stream outtakes.
Moo, that was the thing, right? Is it like in that particular conversation in the Facebook group, I was like, I just kind of, I'm like, because rivet counting really gets to me, so I don't ever want to come off like that. But there is a psychological understanding for visual input that humans just go through. You know, it's like somebody saying you saw The Far Side, where the fire was casting a shadow itself, like it was a physical thing that would, block light. It's not. It's the source of light. So that's wrong. But your brain recognized there was something wrong with the Far Side cartoon, even though it doesn't matter. And you're not going to get mad at anybody about it. You're not going to call Gary Larson and say, look, dude, that's not how fire works. Because he's going to laugh all the way to the bank with his Far Side money.
Yeah, because his animals talk and all the.
Yeah, because animals talk, and if that's that's where the Far Side fell apart for you.
Exactly. That's where,
it wasn't the alien coming down and
reality
smacking the
for
dude
you.
in the face. It wasn't any of that stuff. So I think
Bread
that
in your wiener.
so a lot of it is the interpretation of the composition that they're trying to do. So.
And Game Delay makes a fantastic point. When Jason says stuff like that, nobody is shocked.
Yeah.
It's only weird when I say it.
Yeah. Well, it's not even weird. It's the fact that it's Jen saying it.
Yeah. I was shocked when you said it.
She says stuff like that, and don't you? You just look
I
at
was
her.
shocked
You're
when
like,
you
did
said
those
it.
come out?
I'm
Did
not
those
gonna
words
lie.
just come out of your mouth? Because that's awesome.
Because you said it like
And
totally
she
in
does
the
this
clear.
all the time. Like living with this woman is a great thing.
And it was just like you just said, you put your bread in your wiener.
Because Wad said, wait, why are we putting wieners in bread?
And you corrected Wad.
Yes.
Thor's Paw says
Make
Jen's
it
bread
a
in your wiener.
ringtone.
Bread in your wiener is now a ringtone
Yeah.
for
All
Thor's
right,
Paws.
I
He
need
says
$1.99.
$1.99. She needs to see her royalty checks.
We should put it
We're
up
rich!
on the website. Call it bread in your wiener.
We didn't need to hit the lotto. We're
Ringtone.
rich.
Did you tell everyone about your big winnings? No, I'm sorry. You're not.
I won the
to-
lotto.
You're not supposed to tell.
Oh, you're not
people
supposed to
when
tell
you
people. Sorry.
win.
You're not
Sorry.
supposed to tell people.
I just blew up your.
Everybody's
your
gonna
spot
want.
there.
Everybody's gonna want. This is ours. We're a team.
Hey, can I have $5?
This is ours. No, you can't. Because that would be about 90% of our winnings on the lotto.
Oh my god.
You see us here, you know we didn't win the lottery.
I don't know. I feel like you guys would probably still be here.
No, we
Dude, if I'd hit
probably would still
$1.2
be
billion,
here.
I would be here, and I would be in a dollar bill suit with the dollar bill wig, and we would be giving away go bags every minute of every day. www.breadinyourwiener.com redirects
It's a-
to Monument.
it's a pretty-
Yes,
pretty
we need
big-
that.
It used to be
Monkeys Doing It.
Monkeys doing it.
We did that. That was a joke on the original way back at
Yeah,
Slow Fuse
I
Gaming.
don't think that still works anymore.
Slow Fuse Gaming, we said something about monkeys doing it on stream, and it became a clip, and it became really funny, and so we got the domain for monkeysdoingit.com, and it redirected to Slow Fuse Gaming and then to Monument.
Oh my goodness.
www.monkeysdoingit.com.
I'm officially regretting my decision to do. No, I'm talking.
To move to Arizona.
Well, that too. But also doing non-metallic metal on these was a bad idea.
It's a pain, man. It is a pain. When
It's-
I got
it's
to about that
great.
point with my Dark Angels, and I was
man.
like, you know what my worst decision in life was? This.
You know, it's funny. It doesn't bother you when you're doing stuff like this, right? You're like you're doing the tanks, you're doing this stuff. You're like, oh, okay, this is cool. You'll do your characters. You're like, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
You do like a 5-man unit. You're
Then
like,
you do 50 dudes with
Cool.
a million doohickeys on them.
and you're like, oh, now I gotta do these guys, and you're
Done.
like, oh my god, please shoot me.
Done.
Yeah. Part of me just wants to do them in silver and be like, that's it.
Fight me.
Ugh. Such a pain. in
Baka,
the
do
butt.
not apologize. Funniest thing to happen today. And we've had a lot of funny things so far. That raised the bar. We had panic passing of gas to start the stream.
No,
Passing
what we
wind.
had to start the stream was
Passing
our
wind.
conversation.
Moo said this stream is going in the gutter fast. Wait a minute.
He started it.
What is the
You're
going in
one
the
that
gutter
said
part?
Passing wind.
Moo's the passing wind part of this whole conversation. Don't scare him, he farts. Go, bah! Ah!
What did we start the today with?
That.
No, you guys were
No.
talking about stuff before when I turned the stream on.
Remember, I died.
Oh, about him
laughing?
being nice in New York City.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know
That's
what we
right.
should
He's too
do
nice
for one of
me.
the ads is we should just take all the 5 minutes before stream clips.
Oh, Jesus.
They would be so funny. There's always so much gold that gets captured right before we go on camera.
Well, but no, it's not captured though.
I was going to say, it's good that
That
those are
doesn't
not
currently.
captured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't- nobody else hears it except us. We would need
It's
to have
pretty. It's pretty great
a
though.
little voice memo recorder.
It's pretty great.
Turn that on at the
I have to
beginning.
admit, it's a lot of fun.
I was going to say, Wad, it's not like we're going in the gutter.
Yeah,
We've been there a while.
We are very familiar.
This has been the gutter stream
We are
for
very
quite a long
familiar
time.
with
The
gutter.
gutter stream.
We lipstick
Oh
a pig
my
pretty
God.
good around here.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
We lipstick a pig.
For
pretty
most
good.
first timers that come in here, as long as their timing is pretty good, we seem fairly put together. I don't think that's a lie.
But we are just overall pretty gutterific.
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 And then there's the people who come in when we are fully into the gutter, and they're like, "Yes, these are my people.
These are
I
my
am
people.
Going to give them a follow.
I want to stay.
Those are our people. If you followed because of a very crazy conversation that was happening when you joined, you're our people. This place is like painting with friends. Some nuggets of wisdom mixed with fart jokes. Yes,
And butt jokes.
that is
I got
our
accused
goal.
of accosting this man earlier today
That is our mission statement.
by Jen.
What? I can't help it. Jason walks by and people want to smack his butt.
You can help the fact that you're accusing everybody else of doing
I
it.
don't do any such thing. I just report what
You
I've
you
seen.
genuinely said Jordan did that.
I was there. I can attest.
There's
to
no
this whole
proof
thing.
that Jordan didn't do it.
Uh,
It's Jordan's word against mine.
I mean, we can compare the slaps, and he can tell us which one it is more like.
I feel like my
Very
day's about to get
easy
exciting.
To
My day's about to get way more exciting.
to fake a
Chat.
slap is very easy.
No, it's not.
You could pretend, and you're not your fake
I
slap.
think
is
there's
not
a
gonna
certain
have the
amount
same
of
heart
expertise
as a
that is
normal butt
required
slap.
for that.
I just am gonna stay silent over here. You guys let me know where to be.
All right, we need you to hang out over by the comfy chairs, and Jen and I will take turns.
Broken Chef said, I came for the painting tips and I stayed for the comments and outtakes. These are my people. Here's a follow and a sub. Hell, I'll buy the whole paint line.
We talk about that because it's not far from the truth. We have a lot of people that are like, when I first saw you guys way back in the day as like Slow Fuse Gaming or whatever, they'd be like, we thought you guys were cool or whatever. We're going to try these products just because we like what you do. And then they got the products and they're like, ooh, you guys actually make good things.
No, that's what I'm saying, Yards, Tony, is that if it were a situation like that, what's to stop Jordan from just giving a half-hearted slap?
Well, no. See,
Because
here's
he's
the
trying
thing:
to
is I want to be
pretend.
different than you, so I would slap as hard as humanly possible,
See? And, that's
and then it would
wrong,
be
too.
very distinct.
Right, but
from yours.
intentionally doing a different slap than what was slapped earlier is what I'm saying that you
But
would
I
do.
didn't slap earlier,
Yes,
so I have
well,
nothing to compare
There's
to.
no proof. That's what I'm saying. It's your word against mine.
Did I get a say in any of this?
I'm screwed because her word's better than mine, and this your word goes a lot further.
No, it was me. I admit it.
Hey, we got there.
Chat, I'm blinking twice.
It's only Jason though. I only do that to Jason.
I only do that to Jason.
I'm swearing that in front of all of you
Before the old gods
so
and
that
the
we
new.
don't have major HR issues around here.
I only do it to about 3 or 4 people.
Dog?
No, I mean here at the office.
Dog?
Oh, the dog's not here at the office, Jordan.
Dog?
No, please don't call the police. We don't need that. We're not looking for a swatting situation here, even though we were talking about swatting him on the butt.
Swatting the
Totally different
man
kind of swatting.
on the butt. Swatting the man on the butt.
So yesterday it ended.
What are you talking about? It feels an awful lot like Thursday to me right now.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. I see what you're trying to do. You're not allowed to do it. Goodbye.
Someone docks that butt, then swat it.
Throw slices of bologna at the buttered holiday rump roast. This is not what that's. This is wrong. Wrong.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Who let that Thor's paw in here?
You did?
No,
Think so.
I don't think that's the case.
I think so.
I'm old and forgetful though, so it could be.
I think it was in fact how that happened.
Pretty sure that's the takeaway from today's stream. What? All this education about paint handling, and you take away bologna and buttered holiday rump roast?
To be fair, that's probably what I would have gotten from it too.
Unappreciative bastages.
Yep. Such is life.
Chat, I'm blinking twice.
Chad, I'm blinking twice.
I did say that. That was me.
Hilarious.
Have fun, Wad. Have a great weekend. I'm sorry I can't be there to hang out with you guys.
Have fun.
Oh, give Zambies a hug for us. Rump is smoking. Throw more butter on it.
Throw more butter on your rump.
Oh, that
What
includes
about
a confession from me? Uh-oh.
butter between the
What
rumps?
did I say?
Her admission of guilt. I could use it later and just play it whenever she needs. I'll put it on my phone. I'll put it as an audio note on my phone. I'll just play it back. Remember this time? I was wrong. It was me.
I listened very carefully, and what I mostly heard was butts, fart, wig, butter, bread in the wiener butts.
Bread in the wiener butts. Bread in the wiener butts.
No, there's a comma in there. That's why we need commas.
No. There's no comma.
This is why commas are so
Oh my
important.
gosh. There is a joke.
Let's eat,
Butts,
Grandpa.
fart, wig, butter, bread, and wiener
Let's
butts.
eat, Grandpa, or let's eat, Grandpa.
Commas save lives
my
Commas
and
save
butts. Oh, chat.
Putting butter on my rump and bread in my wiener. Thanks for the suggestions, hobby friends.
Oh my gosh, the comma is important.
The
Oh boy.
important life lessons you
I'm
learn
not gonna remember that, Thor's pause.
on the Monument Hobby stream cannot be reckoned with. This is something you just can't place a high enough value on. And so I hope that each and every one of you out in chat realizes that this is all provided free of charge.
Exactly.
That so if you should ever get a call in the middle of the night saying that it's from a detention center someplace in the United States, we're going to need you to remember these times and these things that we have done for you so graciously and from the bottom of our hearts, and we'll plead with you for just a smidgen of bail money. Thank you.
Please accept the charges.
Free, except for the $199, the $1.99 for the ringtone.
I mean, that's a small price to pay.
Throw it through a word collage generator, the transcript from the stream. Oh, I think he just did.
Ooh.
Butts, fart, wig, butter, bread, and the wiener butts.
That's it.
Oh my god.
We've broken Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
Jordan's got to question his life choices every single day.
No. You want to know why? I'll tell you why after stream. There are worse jokes that I have heard in other places that
Hey, you
include
know what?
not having
Omicron-
commas, or rather, the fact that commas are important.
Because Omicron is local, so he would actually be someone who could potentially help us if we needed to call for bail money.
Omicron
And
says, if I bail you out, I expect to go back. Done.
if you bail us out,
Done.
you got it. You got it. If you accept
Done.
the charges, you accept that call.
You want to know how to make
bail us
AI...
A go bag is yours.
Okay, so I think that Thor's Paws has a beginning of a really interesting conversation here. I think if you want to make sure that AI could never take over the world, you just feed it its input data,
The silliest.
the
stupidest
transcript from
stuff.
our stream.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because then it'll be completely innocuous.
Yeah.
It'll have really good jokes, right?
Maybe.
But it would never be able to focus enough to actually like take over humanity. So it would always say, if you asked it a question, it would go, "Is the answer Jesus?"
Is the answer Jesus?
Ooh, that's right. We have everybody's phone number. Well, everyone who's bought from the website, we have everyone's phone.
Breaking news: server fires worldwide. Is the answer Jesus?
So how's inscribing all of your information on those things going today?
You have no idea what you're talking about. You're just
Yeah.
making words up.
Uh,
So go bag is for bail, but what about an airtight alibi? We'll pay you 2 go bags for an airtight alibi. A go bag and all of the accoutrement, including the new go bag mini. We got all sorts of good stuff. We shall trade.
for the record, this is all in jest. If this ever comes up in legal, we are not suggesting
What?
we're paying for bail.
Why not?
That's funny. Don't get arrested, please.
I don't know what you're worried about.
Don't get arrested. Don't get arrested while I'm in New York.
You mean while I'm in New York with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to get arrested in New York.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Omicron, it depends on how much the bail is. Depends on the severity of the crime. Monday stream title could be Paints and Bail. Done. You visited Idaho for whatever day in question. I got you. Hughes was eating paint with me the night of those murders. That one might not hold up because we've been so adamant about don't eat the paint. That might not work for the airtight alibi. Why do I think Jen is the most likely to get arrested?
Jen?
That's what that's what they say.
Maybe not wrong.
Maybe not wrong.
Yeah, I did say I would never be arrested again. They gotta take me down first.
Jen has a sticker on her car right next to the for my cold dead hands is the hail of bullets one.
Gotta catch
So-
me first.
Gotta catch me first, copper. I'm gonna put that sticker on her car now.
Oh, PPS Charles is my people. Monument Hobbies is filmed live on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All employees are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Oh my gosh. Jen's like, ooh.
They
My
say that. I
favorite
mean,
show's
that
on.
might be from Cops, but they say it at the beginning. They say basically that same thing at the beginning of each episode of Live PD, which is called something else now, but for me it will always be Live PD. Executive produced by Dick Wolf. Oh, it was that the Law and Order?
There is something that they say.
They say that
that's kind of like that. Yeah.
To try to make it look real.
Crimes are
Yeah.
the crimes are handled by two separate but equally important groups. Oh, it was cops. Okay. The police who investigate the crimes, and the district attorney's office who prosecutes the offenders. These are their stories.
Yeah, something like that.
I've watched a lot of Law and Order.
Yeah. I remembered the "these are their stories" thing.
The names have not been changed and everyone is guilty. Yes, and then the dun dun. You watch Dragnet on Nick at Night? Yeah, the Dragnet movie. I bet you've not seen that, Baby J.
Dragnet?
Yeah.
No, I have not. Don't even know what it's about.
It's about cops.
Doing cop stuff.
It's a comedy with Tom Hanks.
A movie that will cause him to look at me again and ask, "What
I
are
haven't
you
thought
on?"
about the Dragnet movie in so long. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd too. I haven't thought about that movie in a long time. Yep. The Pagans. Classic.
Is it though?
It really isn't.
It really isn't.
But it's bringing back a lot of memories, all these things.
Yeah.
The Pagans, people against good and normalcy. Weren't the pagans basic? I mean, weren't they wearing like basically clan robes and hoods? Am I remembering this correctly? Because then they went in disguise to a pagan festival or something.
Sounds like Sunday morning. Oh God.
Yeah, they were basically faux Satanists. Oh. Main guy had a goat head mask. I honestly don't remember. I watched that movie because it was one that they played on like HBO all the time or something, but probably in the late 80s is probably the last time I saw it.
And was it Dan Aykroyd? And
Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks.
Oh my God, what a weird combo.
Yeah.
Which
But that
one's-
was back when Tom Hanks was only doing like Joe versus the volcano.
Yeah, like
stupid
silly
crap
movies
like
and stuff.
that,
It was
right?
way before he got serious about acting.
Which one is Dan Aykroyd? Would I recognize this person?
You just said you've seen the Blues Brothers.
He's the tall one.
Oh, okay.
Elwood.
They were goats? Okay.
Remember, it wasn't me that said it. It was somebody else that said it. It is true. I have seen it.
That said what?
Somebody else also had said that I had seen it, so it's not just me.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen it. Whether or not I remember all of it, you know. Ghostbusters, Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, which one was he in Ghostbusters?
The tall one.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay, got it.
Here, you'll recognize him as say.
Yeah. Charles is like Ghostbusters, Jordan. Oh yeah, okay, got it. Yep. Yep. What are you guys teaching
He
this one?
recognized him as soon as I showed him a picture.
Yeah. I know who he is. I just don't
Yeah.
like. I can't think of his face.
There's a lot of actors out there. It's hard to keep their names
Yeah.
straight. If you're thinking it's Belushi or Aykroyd, are they tall? We'll always let you know which it is. Yeah, if it's the two of them together and you say the tall one, it's obviously Dan Aykroyd is the tall one.
Well, the thing is, there's always like a taller and a shorter person. If you're talking about a film that has like two people in it, right?
Yeah.
Two main or two leads or whatever. So like, even if it's not the right person, I'm still thinking of one of those two people because one is taller in relation to the other.
Shaq and Kobe.
Those are both tall people. One is much
Shaq-
larger
Shaq
than the other.
very much taller.
Is Shaq that much taller than Kobe was?
I mean, Shaq is but maybe it's also because he's
well,
just a
Shaq is a huge person.
I'm gonna.
This is
find out.
just a large man,
Oh, I can.
very large man.
Here. I love him. He's
Shaq.
one of my favorites. Yeah, he's so funny.
I'm not a huge fan of his humor.
Height 7'1".
It's kind of weird.
Six. Yeah.
So five
Half-
inches
half a
taller.
foot.
He's 7'1".
7'1".
Dang,
6'6".
what a large dude.
Large. Ooh, Gross Point Blanket's good. A large one is Kobe. Double XL, supersized is Shaq. Another John Cusack movie that is so good, and I'm forgetting the name of it right now, where he owned the record store and he made lists. Well, Say Anything, yes, obviously, fantastic movie. You've not seen that, right, Jordan?
Mm-mm.
No. But the one where he made the lists and he went back to his old relationships. High Fidelity, thank you. So good. Oh, Better Off Dead. So good. I want my $2.
Get a little light on the
Franche
skin.
bread, Franche dressing, Franche fries, and for dessert, Franche toast.
Grifters. Drifters was a beatdown, though. Literally, right? Like when he tries to do the $10 or $20 swap for a 5 or whatever and change at the bar, and the guy beats him with a bat. It's a rough movie. Annette Bening in that one, too, trying to be.
Panic Bomb Arcade, happy Friday to you.
Farts when you scare him.
Yep. We were talking about you earlier, Panic Bomb.
No, he doesn't know. We have to fill you in, Panic Bomb.
You missed out. We were talking about you.
So earlier, why was someone standing in the corner passing wind? I don't remember. They were scared about something. And then yeah, check the clips.
We were talking about people panic farting.
Panic farting. And we're like, Panic Bomb, maybe that's his name. It's that he farts when he's nervous.
Yep. Yep. I was like, wait a second. Panic Bomb.
Yes, I remember these things, but not the important things. Same. Panic Bomb says happy Friday. Thor's power responds back. Do you find you get gassy when you're nervous or scared?
This is one of those, what the hell did I just walk into conversations,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yep. Almost done with most of the highlights on these guns. And I gotta do the whole ping highlights. 2 more of these guys to do. Not too bad for 20 dudes. Then I gotta do edge highlights on the gun. Edge highlights on the armor. Got a long ways to go on these nerds. And then I have like 40 more that I need to do.
Game Delay wants to know why you need this army, Baby J. Is there a deadline?
Sort of. There's a narrative event that Kyle is running here in a little bit, and I would like to have an army ready for that. So, yes, sort of. It doesn't require painted or anything, but I would like to have an army done for that. I think that would be fun.
Doing this white super thin. Heavy warm white is an absolute dream color, and don't let the heavy part fool you. I'm glazing with it and it works like a champ.
You love the heavy warm white.
One of my favorite colors in the line.
Omicron is Ever Jordan. Omicron is asking if you've gotten many HH games in.
Nope. No, I have not. I have gotten exactly one part of one game in that Jason watched a percentage of.
He got a little demo taste.
Yep. And it was fun. I had a good time. Would do again. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and Kyle's stuff is very narrative and plays right in well with what
Yeah.
you want, I think,
Oh,
from
100%.
Heresy.
He's explained to me pretty in depth about like how he runs his campaign and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, if I were to do this, this is the perfect way that I would want to do it.
Well, I meant to give you a 15-minute notice, but now it's 1:48, so
We have 12-minute notice.
12. Avian said, Baby J, thank you for the off-the-cuff rundown of how to do orc flesh. It's working well.
Excellent. Happy to help. I'm so excited for the cool weather.
It'll get delightful here in about a month.
It's like when the week you guys get back is when it'll start hitting the 80s as
Oh,
the
nice.
highs. And
That would be
then
nice. Wait, I haven't even looked at what the weather's going to be like in
and
New
then
York.
with, let's see, 2.5 weeks of 80s it looks like, and then 70s.
Nice. What's the weather like in New York right now?
New York?
Yeah.
Well, it flooded last week.
Did
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I hope
flood
it rains.
watch until right now. They have a flood watch until Saturday.
Last week was really, really bad.
Yeah.
There were areas in Brooklyn that were like 3-4 feet underwater.
Holy cow.
So you guys are there, like Jordan, you get there what day? Wednesday?
Yeah.
It's high of 66. Thursday is 70. Friday 78. Saturday rainy.
Okay, so bring a hoodie. And
I can only see through next Sunday. It's 60.
it's probably going to rain. Cool.
So all over the place from 66. Well, the highest it'll be is 78. The lowest is 60. Those are the high temperatures.
Weird. It's a very diverse range.
Yeah.
Well, it's fall.
Yeah, that's true.
Fall on the East Coast. Wet, cold. A little warmth in between every now and then.
The very first time I went was during fall break, so it was around this time of year, and the weather was perfect. It's
I'd like
exactly
to
what
see
you
a little
want
rain.
for fall weather.
I miss rain.
You miss rain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan, you know what?
Hmm.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
phone rang.
Yep.
Rain called. Said, you know what? I don't miss that Jordan guy at all.
Aw.
Oh. Coming together, slow but sure.
Game Delay wants to know if we're sure Jason is using paint in his brush.
Why? Does it not do anything?
Looked like just very small. He said it's instructive watching the patient incremental changes.
Yeah, when doing highlights for
He's very
final
precise and
flesh
patient.
like that, right? It's all about bringing intensity to a focal point, and so you don't want a whole brush stroke, if that makes sense. You don't want to move from one spot to the next and get a line of color. You want very little, and then you want to continue to pull it. You'll notice, like, this is a prime example of what I tell you about brush control and how, if I come over here, load my brush up with water, get some heavy warm white, right? See, I've got a lot of paint in there, a lot of water, a lot of moisture, but then I get rid of all of it over here, right? Kind of squib it around until I've got just barely any coming off. I want to kind of test and see on my skin, like, how much paint do I get per brush stroke. Then I come over to the model, and I want the bright spot to be right here around that horn, right? And so I start back towards the shadows, and I just very lightly want to bring that color right up here. Every brush stroke leaving my color right around this area. So you don't see much back here, and you get all that color building up here. And I kind of stipple, make sure that I get those brush strokes closed up. Right. Then I might want a little bit of highlight here on the curvature of the dome at the back. So I'll do one of those elliptical highlights where I come at every angle to the center. So I want the highlight to be that spot right here. And so I'll just bring brush stroke down to that spot, go around the clock. Noon to 3, 3 to 9, or 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12. Right? And then I get a highlight that's just a little point on his dome there. But this is definitely a lesson in patience when you're doing that bright color, because you can see fairly quickly that too much of this color all at once, and you're reworking a portion of the model. So very, very thin, and then just very light brush strokes. I don't want to press down on the brush too much because I don't want to deliver tons of paint. And I also want to keep all my brush strokes going towards where that highlight should live, because the little comet tail behind it leaves that very thin blend with all of this area over here. Right?
And Clarkatron, I'm sorry, but that's kind of funny. Clarkatron said one of my old roommates would say, your mom called to say she doesn't love you anymore.
Damn. That's hardcore. I'd be mad if my friend said that.
It's like Jason saying the rain called and it doesn't love you either. Or it doesn't love you. Or it doesn't miss you. Whatever.
Doesn't miss
whatever
you.
that was. It doesn't miss you.
That's mean.
I know. I said that to Mr. Rain, and I said that's not going to make Jordan feel good. Should I tell him anyway? And he goes, yes. And I said, okay.
Jordan just like shakes his head. Questioning
Do
his
not
life
kill the messenger.
choices.
Do not
Every
kill the
day.
messenger.
Wow.
You can't kill me. I just answer the phone. I'll stop answering the phone.
I'm imagining Jordan at his home, waking up every morning, just looking up at the ceiling, like, do I have to do
Yeah, another day.
like talking himself up, like I can do it, I can do it.
Or
I
it's
just
like
gotta smile
my-
and nod, or shake my head and laugh.
You'll see me set like 4 alarms. One will say, first check to see if you really want to do this. Second check to see if you really want to do this.
Last
Fourth check to make sure you intended to do
Are
this.
you really sure?
And then
really,
fourth
really
check
sure?
to make sure you're not dead.
Really, really, really sure?
Yeah.
Well, I have all these tabs that I keep open on my computer, and I have them all in one little folder so that when I start up my computer in the morning, I just click the folder and right click it to open up all the tabs. And it always like, are you sure?
Yeah. Are you
Do
sure you want to be
really
doing
need
this?
this?
I'm not sure that you're sure
Yeah,
you
I'm
want
not
to be
sure
doing
that
this.
you're sure. Thanks.
We should double check.
I got it.
Game Really says, I actually need this. These final brights are one of your current skill barriers. Glazing highlights can be really, really tough. Can you, here, let's go, I'm going to go to
Full.
one painter.
Yeah.
And then can you hit the, get rid of the chair.
The punch in.
Let me get rid of chair real quick. And hit the first punch in. Yeah. There
This
you go.
one?
Yep. And let you see what I'm doing here, right? So you can see how glazing that bright color over and doing it thin and being patient and doing a few layers helps me to make sure that I don't get a lot of texture in it. It doesn't hurt it if there's a little when doing skin, because skin has texture anyway, whether it's hair or blemishes or whatever. So you can get away with a little bit, but you don't want it to get all chalky like most people fight with. We'll handle customer service all the time. It's like, when I'm glazing white or something like that, it gets all chalky. And so there's no chalkiness to it. It's really just making sure that you build it up, like I built up that point right at the peak of the forehead there, and that's just because all the brush lines go to that spot, and you have to create a line, right? Let's say you want to create that shine line across the top of the forehead that starts, right? It starts right here and then kind of goes over here. That's done by bringing this paint line here and stopping, then here and stopping, then here and stop, and here and stop, and here and stop, and here and stop. And each stop leaves a droplet of paint there, and you connect those droplets through the end of your paint stroke to create the line you want. You're never painting a line. You're pulling a line to a spot, right? Ending that line, and leaving a droplet of paint right there. Then you lift your brush, come back here, pull a line of paint, end it right there, right next to that one, and then those two bleed together, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and eventually you get this line of shine. This isn't a painted line, it's just where that blend stops, right? And so you can see how if you have too much paint on your brush, when you stop, it's a bigger droplet, and it starts to look all weird and coffee stained. So that's why you see me take off all the paint on my super close to the camera thumb, right? But that's all I'm doing on all of these areas, and I'm pulling the paintbrush and stopping it where I want the most color. So I might come from this area of the shoulder over to stop here, over. Actually, it looks like I came downward like this, and then work it back up, right? And then same thing, working to this bright spot from down low in the shadows, and then over the top, and all over the place. I've done that. And really, the brightness is where I'm stopping my brush stroke. So I'm always moving my brush stroke to where I want that brightness from the shadow or from an area that's less bright, because that brush stroke will be less bright down here where it's super thin, and then leave all the pigment here. And then you just do that again and again and again until you get the paint built up the way you want to, rather than trying to do what we normally do, which is just make paint hit the model in the intensity we want it at that point. Because you don't want that big of a chunk of paint. You want it to blend and be that last little focal point of shine on skin and such. Same with metallics and everything else. So, but when doing skin, it's generally kind of the thinnest that I work with paint for highlights. On metals and stuff where I can have more texture because there's scratches in the metal and stuff, I might not thin it near as much. On skin, I tend to go a little bit more thin. You can punch this back out if you want.
I think it's also that time.
Is it that time?
It
It is that time.
Fine.
It is that time. Time to do the thing.
No problem, Game Delay. I mean, that's one of the biggest things is the trick of utilizing thin paint, and it's a brush control trick, and it's very difficult to get the hang of until you can find the way that those words break down and make sense to you in the way you move your hand and your brush, right? I always use the broom analogy. When you sweep with a broom, you've got a pile of dirt. You sweep that pile of dirt, what happens? It leaves a little comet tail, I call it, of dirt behind it. It's very, very thin layer of dirt, and then the big chunk of dirt is at the end of your broom sweep, right? That's exactly how thin paint works. That sweep of the brush leaves a little comet tail of color behind it, but it's very thin, as long as you started with thin paint. And then it leaves that pile of color at the end of the brush stroke. So you're trying to control the amount of moisture on your brush so that that brush stroke isn't too wet, right? That it's almost like dry brushing. And you just keep sweeping that pile along. Imagine if you're sweeping the floor and you're trying to sweep it all to one location where you can dustpan it up into the trash can, right? We've all done this. You sweep the floor, you don't sweep it into a million piles, you sweep it to one pile. Well, that's your highlight, right? Or your shadow, if you're doing shadows. So you're sweeping all around the area where you don't want the dust to the spot where you want the dust. And you've left these little trails of dust going back out to where you started, and that's your blend. Does that make sense? It's exactly how brushes work. So. Moo, did that one have a light bulb go off for you? Hopefully so. Panic Bomb, thank you for hanging out. A broom is a big brush. Got it. Okay, good. And then butts, wiener, bread and wiener,
Wiener, butter,
butter, butts, butter, bread and wiener, butts,
farts.
Oh my gosh. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us today.
Thanks.
Despite all of
Hard-
this.
This was definitely the stream of good takeaways, so rewatch it lots.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Rewatch
Don't
it
eat what
lots.
you gather up
Oh yeah,
in
and
your
I have to go
room.
get my butt slapping contest done. I get to judge
Yep.
who did it to me earlier.
Yep.
So
I'm
This is
ready.
gonna be an interesting afternoon for me. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, gang. It's been a wonderful week. I hope you've had a good one too. You're sliding headfirst into home plate for the weekend. I hope you got good plans coming up and have a good time. Remember, we stream 5 days a week, so if you're new around here, please hit that follow button to get updates. We do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like today, 12 noon Pacific time to 2 p.m. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we start at that later 2 p.m. slot and go till 5. So you get us for a little bit
what
longer
we're
on those
doing?
days. We would love to see you back for however many you can make it. I'm sure we have more bad jokes and probably more inane conversations on tap. We never even think about it. It just happens naturally. So join in anytime. Have a great weekend.
Got
Stick
him.
around. Show some love in the chat we wind up in, and we will see you back here on Monday.
Bye,
Adios,
Bye,
gang.
everyone.
everybody.